Good morning, ceramics class. You probably have seen I gave you an assignment to create a set of 3 rings. You can do 4. You can keep the basic ring if you'd like in your design, and then I would like you to complete one scene with all of the rings. So just so you know, if you do the work while logged into your account, I can actually go in and see and manipulate your work. So if you've been having difficulty figuring out how to get me evidence of your work, just make sure that you're logged in, and I can go in and actually look and rotate it around and really have an excellent opportunity to assess your level of success. But I just want to go over the world's fastest introduction to the ring lessons. Don't forget that to get to those, you just go to Learn, Lessons, and then See All Lessons, and you can see that they're all right here. But all right, I'll start off on the first one, and then I'll just go through some basic stuff that you'll need to know, and hopefully you'll have lots of success. This will be due Monday morning, so you have plenty of time. Hopefully this will be a stress-free and enjoyable experience for you. So I'm going to go ahead and choose on the basic ring restart project, and that's going to essentially have just 2 steps to it. It's going to have you drag over a cylinder, and then it's going to have you scale it down. In this case, it asks you to make it, what's it say? Well, I jumped ahead. By the way, if you make a mistake, if you change something, Control Z is a way to get back to it. If I had a superpower, if I was a superhero, Control Z would be my superpower. So, like, if you just made a mistake, you could go back and undo it. Like, if you see a lady and you're like, "Oh my God, what do you do?" And she's like, "I'm not pregnant." Wouldn't it be great to be able to like Control Z and go back in time before you said that stupid thing? So Control Z, get used to using it. It's excellent. It gets you back to where you were before you made a mistake. So it says that we're going to use 17 for our diameter. So it looks like I need to click on this corner and shrink it down to 17 by 17. Then it says to drag a cylinder into the work plane. This will make the outside of the ring. Okay. So I'm going to drag that over here and put that right there. They don't seem to be lined up very well. Scale the new cylinder to be 4 millimeters larger. All right, so I'm still have the new one selected. So it looks to me like um, if it's 17 plus 4, this one needs to be 21. So a little bit of math there. Wasn't prepared for that. So 21 and 21. Ah, beautiful. So, all right, looks like I've done all that. Select both shapes. So I'm going to highlight them like this and make them a height of 4. So I'm going to bring them down to 4. And if I'm not mistaken, I've got to make that inside cylinder. Let's see if I can select the inside one. I'm going to make that a hole. All right. And then it's probably going to have me group them together. So I'm going to go ahead and select them both, group, and you can see I get the basic ring. So the next thing it's going to have me do, so I'm going to jump ahead. The next thing it's going to have me do is scroll down and find the heart. And in order to place the heart, I'm going to do a couple things. Number one, I'm going to turn off perspective. I'm also going to select to look at from the top view, and I'm going to drag that heart over. It's way too big, so the tutorial will probably have you scale it down. And you can see I've got to adjust its height too. If you need to change how fast you can adjust things, don't forget you can change it snap to the grid. So again, I want to go back to the top view. I want to position that just right. And it looks to me like I can't quite get it to that top. So I'm going to go over here, select it to be able to change it by 1/10 of a millimeter and get it perfectly set up where I like it. Let me check the heights. the heights look pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and change this back to 1 millimeter. And again, it's going to have me select all and join. Another thing that you need to know, the diamond ring, very similar. I believe it has you use this ring though. And don't forget that when you want something to stand up, you can select it and then choose the appropriate rotation tool. So I'm going to choose this one right here and rotate it up. And then don't forget, you can drag a work plane over if necessary and place that on top of your object. And then looks like my work plane is not quite where I thought it was. So I'm going to choose the front. And let's try that again. I guess I have to deselect stuff. All right, I'm going to try that whole thing again. So front, work plane. It is not letting me drag that over. Getting it on top of this, you know what, I'm not going to bother. But I am going to grab the diamond and I'm going to bring that over. And obviously I'm going to need to bring that up and scale that down as well. Wow, I am not even in the right space. That's a little bit of a problem with dealing with 3D. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually select and hit the delete key and get rid of that one because that was not working out for me. I'm going to try it from a different angle here. And I think I'm going to have better success dragging it over from the top. And then, so even though I've had some experience with 3D modeling, it's not always super easy, even for somebody with a little bit of experience. Each one of these 3D modeling programs is a little bit different, and they all have their own nuances and things that make them work. By the way, sometimes if you want to move something, you have to deselect it by clicking somewhere else on the screen, then clicking and holding, and that will allow you to move it. Occasionally, it will do something crazy like stretch it all out and make it look terrible. Again, I want to adjust this so I have a more fine control over where I put it, and I think that looks pretty centered. And then the last thing about the, oh, it looks like I moved it slightly off, so I'm going to choose the top, select it, and drag that down just a little bit. In the bunny one, at first when I started to do the bunny ear ring, I was having some difficulty with it. I didn't realize that you could go up here and then select characters. And that's where you're going to find the bunny ears. By the way, our next assignment is going to be utilizing some of these things to kind of come up with a mascot or something like that. And I'm really looking forward to that assignment. Well, anyways, I hope this is helpful to you. Those are, I think, all the things you're going to need to know. You saw me struggle a little bit. I'm still not quite satisfied with this. And it's okay to struggle a little bit when you're learning something new. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Don't forget, try to create this while being logged into your account, please, so I can look at it and do my best to assess it. Use the rubric to kind of predict what level of performance you're at, and ask questions. You have until Monday morning to get this done. Thanks for watching. Whoops.